the start of the series, Splinter is painted as this very obnoxious, lazy, and neglectful figure in the turtles' lives, not being particularly invested in their training as their sensei, nor their lives as their father. There's a joke in one of the early season 1 episodes about how the turtles getting hugs from their dad is the greatest possible prize, which is honestly so depressing. They also use gross out humor somewhat with Splinter, which is by far my least favorite style of humor. However, despite Splinter starting the series off being the exact opposite of everything that makes Master Splinter a great character, the examination of how it relates to his backstory as well as the arc he undergoes throughout this series makes him one of the most compelling adaptations. Hamato Yoshi is a descendant of the Hamato clan, and instead of embracing his legacy and duty to train in case of the Shredder's return, in his 20s he was starry-eyed and pursued a career as an action star Lu-Jitsu. He completely lost sight of his roots and found himself in a relationship with a secret giant spider lady that imprisoned him and forced him to fight in the Battle Nexus for over a decade. This man had all of his dreams completely shattered and had lost himself, so when he is kidnapped again to have his DNA used to create mutant super soldiers, it's less of a kidnapping and more of an anywhere's better than here, take me wherever you want. Lu-Jitsu manages to escape Baron Draxum's lab and liberate the baby turtles that would have become Draxum's super soldiers, but completely loses his humanity in the process. Lu-Jitsu went from being a beloved action star with all of his dreams coming true, to a mutant brat that had to hide away in the sewers, suddenly a father to 4 rambunctious kids. It's no wonder that in the modern day, when the turtles are old enough to be fairly self-sufficient, he's almost completely abandoned the role of sensei and father. It of course doesn't make the neglect of his family right. If he had this exact same backstory but remained stagnant throughout the series, he would probably still be my least favorite Splinter. However, the most important thing is that he changes for the better. Towards the end of season 1, and especially in its season finale, Splinter not only begins to take his duty as part of the Hamato clan more seriously, but passes those teachings on to his sons. In the season 1 finale, he and the turtles do end up rejecting the pure rigidity of the Hamato clan's teachings, but going forward they become much more realized versions of themselves. They're still a bit silly and do their own thing, but they also know when to lock in and take things seriously. We especially see this in the season 2 finale, where Splinter and his family come together to defeat the Shredder once and for all in one of the greatest moments in the entire franchise. By the end of the series, Splinter not only has a great relationship with his sons in the way he is slowly making up for his shortcomings, but he's also built a great relationship with April and has come to, at minimum, tolerate the man responsible for turning him into a rat for the sake of his family. Although I wish we could have seen Casey explored a bit more in this series, especially as the Casey Jones of this universe, Splinter having a heart-to-heart with her in Always Be Brownies is a really great scene that speaks to his character as well. In general, I think Rise Splinter is a very refreshing take on the character, and although I definitely prefer his typical characterization, I think Rise Splinter is incredibly compelling and one of the best examples of the ways in which Rise takes a very unique approach to the Ninja Turtles in a way that is both effective and enjoyable.